All right, so we are about to do a 2024 Wrapped. Now, I've been seeing a couple of people do this, and Spotify really coined this. If y'all don't know, a black woman intern at Spotify, really innovated the Spotify Wrap. So we got to give credit where credit is due. But we're going to do a personal and professional 2025 Wrapped. And if you see me looking down on the phone, it's because I have my notes here. We're going to do a 2024 Wrapped. And if you see me looking down at my phone, it's because I have some notes here. Let's get into it. All right, so first win. I believe in our business, this will be our most profitable year. Now, I'll do another video breaking down why we've been able to increase profit this year, especially in the economy that we're in. But I'm super excited to say we'll increase our profits this year, and we will pay off mostly, I believe it's like 83% of all of our debts this year. So we'll be debt-free very, very soon, which, again, I'll break all this stuff down because I like to be super transparent in this entire business journey. All right, I also have ADHD, and there's a lot going on. And so if you see me looking around, it's because there's just a lot going on right now. All right, and a second probably unexpected win was that I hit 10K followers on LinkedIn. Now, this might not sound like a lot, and I don't know if I've ever celebrated 10K followers on any other platform, but on LinkedIn, it's like kind of fire. LinkedIn, just a lot higher quality leads, a lot more intent-based following instead of just like going viral and following. And so it's unexpected though, because I didn't enter 2024 with LinkedIn on my bingo card. I actually didn't start posting consistently on LinkedIn until the end of February, but I wanted to explore the platform. It's a platform that I didn't have a lot of awareness about. And so, especially for my clients, I like to get into the water, into the arena first, explore it, so then we can help them build on those platforms as well. And so I got really into LinkedIn this year. I had I had a handful of posts go viral, but I formed a lot of connections, and we grew the following to around 10,000 followers this year, which I thought was pretty cool. And a non-professional win that I had was this Misogi that I completed. So if you don't know what a Misogi is, it basically is like a physical endeavor that you have a 50% chance of completing. So I believe I did this in like July or August. I woke up, it was actually after a night out, and I woke up like, okay, I'm going to do a Misogi today. Now, the Misogi or the activity of the Misogi doesn't matter as much as it matters that it's a really physically challenging activity that you legitimately have a 50% chance of not completing. So I was just super excited, one, that I came up with the Misogi to do. It took me about 6 hours to complete it, and I was actually able to complete it. I wanted to give up multiple times. It took me a lot longer than I expected because I sat down a lot. But I was able to complete the whole thing. I returned home. I was super sore, and I returned home to my partner and my dog celebrating me. So it was just a really cool moment, really fun moment that I was able to do. I was also able to travel a lot this year. I think we did 8 countries this year. So a non-professional win was just being able to travel and being able to have a lifestyle and business and work that allows me to just jump on a plane and work from anywhere in the world. Now on to some of the lessons. And I'll probably do recaps of some of these lessons more intently. But one of my biggest lessons was team. And I talk about profit. One of the reasons why we're able to increase our profit this year is because I slimmed out our team. But one of my biggest lessons with being a leader and being a manager is that you've probably heard this, you have to have the right butts and seats. But also, from day one, you have to set clear expectations for your team. And I think one of the biggest mistakes that I did initially when building a team 3 years ago is that I just went in to find anybody that was excited about what we were doing and bringing them onto the team, or that I felt like was excited about our mission and bringing them on the team. And what I didn't do was set clear expectations, track those expectations, set clear success metrics. I just found really cool people that I enjoyed building with. And that's still the truth. These people still are great friends and great folks, and I have enjoyed building with them. But as I start to set more KPIs, or as I start to get clearer on what excellence looks like in that role, we started to butt heads a lot because they had been existing for 2 years without clear expectations or KPIs. And so one of my biggest lessons is whenever you're hiring, one, look for somebody that not only exudes the culture that you want to have within your company, but also set clear KPIs and what success looks like in this role from the jump. So biggest lesson there. Number two is also associated with team, but it's more so about having those hard conversations. And so especially with team members and people that you start building a culture of family and respect, it kind of, at least for myself, can get harder to have these hard conversations with the people that you love, and in some cases, like your best friends. But as a leader, you have to stay in command, and you have to be the one that sets the culture of being able to give honest feedback, being able to have hard conversations. And the more that you do that, and the more that you normalize it, you can have more open and honest conversations with your team members, and the reverse starts happening as well, where they start having open and honest conversations with you. And that's the kind of culture where I think breeds the best outcomes, because you're aligned with trust. You trust each other and you have each other's back. And everybody knows that because they know you'll call them out on their shit if needed. And so it's one of the biggest mistakes that I've made over the past 3-ish years with not having those hard conversations, especially when I knew they were needed. And my final lesson is a non-professional lesson, but it's one that I'm really taking into 2025, and it's planning for the worst case scenario. So I went into this year really excited and really confident in a lot of my physical goals. I had started boxing at the end of 2023, and so I came into 2024 excited about this new hobby that I found. I was running a lot. We live in a warmer weather climate, and so everything was looking up for me to really execute on my physical goals. But on January 3rd, 2024, the day we came back from Dubai, I rolled my ankle pretty bad. So I injured my ankle back in high school, and it just really never healed. And so when I rolled it, it was a pretty bad injury. But what that did mentally for me was just take me out of the game. When I had that injury, it felt like I gave up on everything. Like I was no longer walking, I wasn't doing any strength training, I wasn't going to boxing. Even after I healed up a bit, I just kind of gave up on everything. What that showed me was I didn't plan for the worst case scenario. Not only didn't I plan for the worst case scenario, I didn't plan for the bad days. I had only had a game plan for the good days. I only had a game plan for when I felt like getting in the ice bath, or when I felt like going to boxing, or when I felt like working out, that I was going to do it. But the thing that you have to remember, and the thing that I'm telling myself that I have to remember, is that more days than not of your 365 days out of this next year, probably 65 of those days you're going to feel super, super motivated. 300 of those days you're going to be probably indifferent, or you're going to probably feel like not doing it. And those are the days you have to plan for. And if I was in the space that I was in now, I would have planned for like, hey, what if I get hurt? What if I injure something? I have a lot of injuries from basketball. So like, what if my knee hurts? What are the plans going to be? And I'd already have a plan to say, okay, we're going to do arms today, or we can just tell our boxing coach and we can adjust to not do any kicking, things like that. And so one of the things that I implore you to do, and again, myself, is look at our goals for 2025. We're going to be super excited about those goals, but make plans for the days that you will not feel super motivated and you won't feel like doing it. And make the plans for what are you going to still do on that day. And then when that day comes, you already have the plan to follow. With that, that's my 2024 wrapped. I hope you have a great 2025, and I look forward to doing this again next year. Peace.